So we do have people are scattered around. I mean, there's not a whole lot of people here. I do have 40 people on the Twitch, so they're watching. And what do we have here? So NFT Draft is a fantasy sports. It used to be football. I mean, it still is football, but they're launching basketball now as well. And you use NFTs as cards to play fantasy sports in weekly tournaments, and you can win cash, or I mean, wax for doing that. So with that, I'll let you guys take it away. We're looking at your screen here. What are we looking at? Look at these basketball cards.
Yep. These are our season one cards from NFT Draft Basketball, and they have some cool artwork. And we'll explain to you guys how this works and what these cards do. So shout out to everybody on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot see you guys, so let me just
Well, if there's
open this.
any questions or comments about this, just throw them in the chat and I'll read them out. Drafter just said 4,100 wax for first place this week. That was a nice pull for a drywall puncher. That's a funny name. 4,100 wax, y'all. Look at that. I mean, ooh, that's nice to have. Am I right? So if you, especially if you know sports, you know, and you watch these players and stuff, that'll give you an advantage. Be able to choose your team. But you don't have to know football or basketball. You can do that. You can, and without taking over, I'll let you guys show that. But Funkin' Crypto says, "Oh yeah, Kentucky basketball. Well, this is NBA, right? It's not college. Uh,
Yeah.
enter one team each week, and you'll be airdropped a free pack all week long. All right, read the comments from Drafter down there. He's spilling some knowledge. Captain DJ, and I've won a few hundred wax, and I don't even know I'm doing a card. That's what's up. All right, so yeah, show us how all this works.
All right. So I can see there's some people here who know our football game. So the basketball game is pretty similar in terms of how the user interface and the user experience works. Basically, you rip open some packs, get some good cards, and then you build teams, join tournaments, and you compete for a very big wax pool every week. So as Drafter was saying, I'll just open the football game here for a second so everybody can see it. Let me just give it a minute, see if it's loading. So here we go. This is the football interface. I'm just making it bigger. And basically, once you go to playnftdraft.io, you put in your wallet, you log in, then you choose a tournament to enter. And again, this is the football one, right? But you see, for this tournament here, we're paying almost 1,500 wax, and then another 6,000 ish, and then another, almost 4,000 here. So you're gonna pick a tournament. The first one and the third one here for the football game, they're free to enter, and the second one here, it's paid. For a basketball game, it's gonna be pretty similar. The tournament one's always free. Tournament two is going to be always paid. And tournament three, we're going to have sponsor tokens. So if anybody watching right now has a project on Wax, if they have tokens, they have a nice community, and they want to partner up, shoot us a DM because we could make it happen. So basically, both interfaces are very similar. And the only reason I'm showing the football one right now is because the basketball one isn't live. So I'll show you in a minute. It goes live tomorrow, actually, or Tuesday at the latest. So essentially, as I was saying, you buy packs, you open your cards, you see what cards you got, and then you build teams, right? Once you build your teams, you put them into tournaments, and then you go and see your scores live every week. You can see other people's scores as well, and you can see how much they're earning if the tournament's ended right now. So this guy here, UWDW4, he's gonna put in his pocket almost 4,200 wax, and this next guy over like about 1,000 wax, and so on and so forth. You guys can see it. And the fun thing about this is, as you're watching the games, you can like be checking your scores, and you can check other people's scores as well once their players have already started playing. Before they start playing, you can't see it, so there's like no cheating to the best of or efforts. Let's just put it that way. Uh, so just this is a sample team from the football game. You can see like Houston quarterback scored a lot of points. This guy's doing really well this season. And here's the other players that you have in the team. So this is basically how the tournament structure goes. So I'm just gonna go and share the basketball game right now. This is on testnet. So whatever you see here is just like you're gonna see it when the game goes live tomorrow evening or on Tuesday. We're just finishing like a couple of things before we can release it to the public. And shout out to Crypto Gamer. Says it's been in NFT draft since the beginning. And so it's pretty cool, man. Glad to have you there, Captain Degen as well. Everybody watching the stream right now. So let's go to the basketball game. Basically, you're gonna open your packs. You're gonna see like a nice little animation there. Just gotta deal with this Anchor wallet stuff really quick. Um, and then once you open your pack, you're gonna see your cards there. Every pack comes with a guaranteed team captain, and that's like a higher rarity card. You can see it has purple borders, whereas the gray border ones, they're commons. This one, the blue border, is a standout, so that's like the second rarity. Just think of like common, uncommon, and a rare, if you will. We just call them different names to be like consistent with the sports theme, and that's about it. So you get your cards, then you can see them in your inventory. You know, check out how many of each card you got, and then whenever you're ready, you go to the tournaments tab, click the tournament you want to join. And by the way, every week we have like these featured banners. So if you have a Discord community, if you have a project, you want to feature a banner on our website, DM Victor, Discord Apex NFT Brazil, or Drafter. His Discord handle is NFT Drafter. So you're gonna click join, and then you're gonna pick your cards. And the cool thing about this is our system is very user friendly. It lets you sort by like projected score, so you can see which players are projected to score the most points at every week. And then you go ahead and choose them, or you can use this one click builder that does what it says. You click, team gets built, and then you don't have to worry too much. So once you choose your cards, you can see their names, like the people who are supposed to be playing. They're going to be in your team, and you submit your team, and then you're in, and you're competing for prize pool. So we just had the sale that sold out like yesterday, and we sold these packs at a 20% discount, and we're gonna have another sale pretty soon. But what's fun about our game, what's unique about it, I don't know how many of you are familiar with fantasy sports, but most systems out there basically they penalize you if a player misses a game, right? So let's just say you put like this guy here in your team. Let's just pick a random one, or let's pick a good one from one of the cards I have. Let's just say like this guy here. You put him on your team, but then for whatever reason he doesn't play, either because he was like a last minute scratch or because he got hurt or whatever. In traditional fantasy, you're gonna miss points, right? You're not gonna be scoring because that guy isn't playing. In our system, however, you'll always score points because we like reassign players. So this is a very neat feature that other fantasy systems don't have. And one more thing is every season we have these cards and they have costs, right? Like this number in the upper right corner. And when you're assembling a team, you got to stay within the cost requirements, which is similar to like if you were, oh, sorry, I pressed escape because I was trying to do something else. But this is analogous to like a salary cap, right? So as you put teams, as you put players in your team, the cost builds up and you got to stay within that cost. Every year, however, we release new cards. And what happens is the card cost might change. And the way we assign card costs are based on the last year's performance. So let's just say for a football game, for example, this year Houston quarterback has a cost of 14 because right at the beginning of the season he wasn't projected to do that well, but now the guy's killing it. So basically, you scored a really nice card if you have a Houston quarterback for season three because it only costs 14 points. The maximum, the football game, is 20 points per card. Houston costs 14. So it's like a killer card for only 14 points. Uh, Whereas in basketball, the maximum cost is going to be 22, right? I can show you some of these cards that I have here that cost like 20 or something. Like this guy over here costs 19, another one. So typically like the really killer players like LeBron James and Steph Curry and Luka Doncic, uh, these guys will have a higher cost, right? Because they're very good. And we also put like a little lightning thing around them or like a fire thing if they have a blue shirt, if they have a red shirt to indicate that they're like the most valuable players. So it could be that, in a given season, you have a cost 22 player that's killing it, but then you had like a cost 3 player that was like some random guy, didn't get much play time, but then all of a sudden he starts killing it. And then you have that like cost 3 card, right? Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but things like that do happen in our system. So it does benefit the people who like are very into sports and watch a lot and all of that, but it doesn't penalize anybody because if you don't know much about football, guess what, you're just going to go create your team, you're going to one click it, and boom, there you go. Takes like 1 second to build your team, and it is going to give you the absolute like best players that you have available right then and there. If you notice right now, one click only gave me people from Memphis and Portland, and that is because it is Sunday 8 p.m. Eastern time, and these teams have not played yet. Any teams that have already played, you cannot put them in your roster right then and there. So let's just say if I wanted to put a Los Angeles player here today, but Los Angeles played at like 5. Well, guess what? At 8 p.m., I can't do that because that would be cheating. So our system blocks that. It also prevents you from selecting the wrong players. So right now, it only selected Memphis and Portland because these were the guys I had available that haven't played yet. So every week's gonna work like that, right? Whenever you build your team, you one click it, and typically the best strategy is to one click it and then replace a few guys manually because one click isn't always guaranteed to give you a combination that's going to go through. Like for example, here I'm a little bit under the cost. It's got to be like between 90 and 120. Although it says 95 here, it's 90 and 120, and I'm at like 86. So I'd probably have to replace like for like this guy here and put a higher cost card, and then I would fit within the correct costs. So in both games, one click usually gives you a very good combination. But if you want to go above and beyond and like really maximize your odds of success, you would go ahead and like switch a couple of guys. Like maybe you have a gut feeling about some player, maybe your teams and you just want to change them around a little bit. So in a nutshell, this is a very simple system to interact with. Just build teams, submit. And another killer feature we have for a basketball game, I don't know if you guys have noticed, here at the top we have dates. And the reason for that is we let you repeat players. So let's just say you really love like LeBron James and you think he's going to kill it during the week and he's playing like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. If you have 3 copies of LeBron James, you could put all 3 copies in the same team. So you would get like 1 copy for Monday, 1 copy for Tuesday, 1 copy for Wednesday. So you would be piling up his scores during that week, which can be a lot of fun, right? If they do really well, you do really well. But maybe if they don't play and someone else plays in their position, then maybe, it is what it is. So this is fun, and other fantasy games don't let you do that. So ours is the first one that lets you do that pretty much. So this is it in a nutshell. I'm just trying to give a brief overview. I know it's kind of late, and you guys probably have a bunch of questions, so I'll let y'all ask questions, and I'll let Drafter also, say whatever he's got to say. And I hope you guys liked this. And if anybody has questions, I'm happy to answer them. I
Yep.
can see the chat here. Yep.
Yeah, and this. Hold on, somebody asked for a website. It's NFTdraft.io. Yeah, and we still have time. We got till the hour, but that's awesome that you are adding basketball for the basketball folks. And yeah, he kind of showed an overview here, but and football is live too. There's football, NFL happening right now for the rest of the year. Every week has a whole bunch of wax prizes. People are at least the top of the leaderboard, number one, is winning a whole bunch of money, y'all. Like I just said, what'd you say, 4,000 wax or something for this week?
14,000 overall for tournament 1, plus another 6,000 for tournament 2 and 4,000 for tournament 3. So it's about like 25,000 wax this week in
Wow.
prizes. And the very first person, like the very first place, they're winning almost 4,200 wax this week. I can show y'all. I'll
Yeah,
just
so
put
the
it.
first place is really making out. But then you can also win further down the list, even down to smaller amounts. And like he was just explaining, basically the cards are NFTs, and you can get them through packs. And and then if you know your sports well, you can create your own teams like fantasy foot or sports, like other like non-Web3 fantasy sports. Create your team, and then you'll submit it weekly, and then each week in real life the teams will play basketball or football, and then if those players whose cards you have in your team are scoring and doing well, then you're getting points for that. So it's like you're creating the teams, and then you're getting points based on the real life players of the players that you chose. But if you don't follow any of that at all, like me too, I don't do sports. You can do the one click where it chooses your best team out of what's available, and then you can click, and you don't have to know anything. Now, if you do know, it might help you a little more, but maybe not. Maybe you don't need it. And then also, you got the rental pool, which what they cover. I'm just kind of reiterating here. Uh, Captain John Parakeet was like, "What's this?" Well, there you go. So if you don't have a lot of cards in your own wallet, you don't want to buy a bunch of stuff or whatever, or maybe like me, I have one pack, I have one team, but maybe you want a bunch of options. You go to the rental pool right there, and then the rental pool has a whole bunch of cards from other people, and they put that, and you can also put your cards there too. You can put your cards into the rental pool, and then other people will use your cards, and then you'll be splitting the prizes. That's how that works. So if I put my cards into the rental pool, somebody else used my cards to play, and then they won, I'm going to get a cut of that. And I didn't do anything. I just had my cards in there. and then vice
Correct.
versa. If I'm playing, I'm over, and I've done this some. You create your team out of the rental pool. If you don't know sports, you can still do the one click thing. All of a sudden, I have a whole team out of the pool, the rental pool, that I don't even own those NFTs. I just went onto the website and did it completely for free, and then put it in there, and then see if you win later in the week. And then if you do, then you still get a cut of the money, even though they were not my cards. And that is a
Yeah,
brilliant system, the way you put that together.
because it's fun. Because some people like they like the cards, they want to collect the cards, but maybe they don't have a whole lot of time to be interacting with the game, right? Because they got other stuff to do. They can place their cards in the pool, and then other folks use them. Other folks can still one click with the cards in the pool. So without knowing anything about football, right now, like you could not right this second because like the games are almost over in football. I don't know what time the last game plays, but anyway, you can go and borrow other people's cards, and these people are making like some just passive wax, right? Because they're not actively playing with those cards, but others are using them and they're making wax with it. So
Mm-hmm.
this guy here, for example, this season has earned like almost like 2,000 wax, right? In like people might be like, well, but are the cards in the rental pool like good? Like hell yeah. I can't remember what week it was. I think it was like week 5 or something or week 4. One of the folks who won, they had a rental pool entry. So they just killed it with a rental pool team, right?
Yeah,
So
and you see that list of prizes there. That's a lot of wax right there going out.
oh
That's
yeah,
all provided by them. They had some investors, and they just said, Drafter just said that Wombat provided $1,000. Well, that's pretty. That's awesome right there. Across the first 2 weeks, nice. And the rental pool, Drafter says, has 25,000 cards in it. So there's no shortage of cards in the rental pool. It looks like.
there's so many cards, man, and look, like some players were killing it. Like this guy here, he's earned like 25,000 wax this season. So
Yeah,
like
that's a chunk. That's a good chunk of wax right there.
yeah, like
Nobody's
14
winning. Nobody's
$200.
getting that stuff for free in other places.
Yeah, exactly. And here you could just come in without buying a single card. Just come in, create a team using the cards in the rental pool, play it, have fun, watch the game with your buddies, and then score some free wax, right?
Pro,
Like I don't play too much because I don't want people to think like getting their earnings and stuff like that. But I earn a few wax too, and like honestly, I'm not the best at football, right? I'm all the way from Brazil. Now with basketball, I know a little bit more. But anybody who wants to try it out, just go to play NFTdraft.io or just NFTdraft.io, and you'll see like how our portal directs you to basketball or football. And I'll just try to make like a rental pool team right now. Uh, yeah, I still can do that because San Diego and New York Green, like the Jets, they haven't played yet. So I can go ahead and make a team right now using like cards from these two teams. And if you see here, it says rental pool, right? Because they have this checkbox right over here checked. So I'm not like, these are not even my cards, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and one click it. Oh, sorry, I clicked the wrong place. One click it, and boom, it fills most of the cards. Sometimes it will not fill like a card or another because they're unavailable in the pool, which is the case right now. Like there's no quarterbacks from New York Green or San Diego right this second that I can choose from. But other than that, you can see that like every other card got assigned, and this is because it's like the last game on Sunday, and you know you can't select players that already played. But if you did this like a couple hours ago, there would have been more options, like because other teams would be playing. So it's just a coincidence that we don't have any players from these teams here that are quarterbacks for right now. Because in the football game, you must have a quarterback, right? Because otherwise it wouldn't be football. and you must have a defense card. Now, for a basketball game, these restrictions are lifted. So you can play an entire team of like point guards or small forwards or whatever you want. We don't have these position restrictions. So that's going to make it even more fun and more fluid, right?
Yeah.
Because then there's like zero restrictions pretty much. So you guys saw it, like it literally did one click and boom, it just finds all the cards for me like magic. But the top like the top players, the top folks who are earning the most wax, they like one click it and they've shared this publicly. They'll one click it and then they'll come in and like maybe change like one guy here or two guys, right? They'll be like, oh, like I know these guys are gonna kill it, even though one click doesn't know it. And they'll do that and boom,
Yeah.
they make like 500 wax or whatever,
Yeah.
or a
So the
thousand.
the one click is it's going to project who it thinks it's gonna is gonna do well, but that doesn't mean that's the turnout. So if you do follow sports and stuff, then you have that extra. Uh,
Edge.
I guess it's an edge, huh? Extra strategy behind it, you could say, which is an edge, yeah, especially if you think that they really will do well. Look at the rarity ones. Number 12 there is all shiny. That looks sweet.
Yeah, that's the team captain, and let me talk about it for a moment. It's the same way in both games. So when you have let's just say people are used to like common and common, rare, mythic and legendaries in other games, right? Or legendaries and mythics, I can never remember it. We have like the same system, but we call them different names. We call them commons, standout, team captain, MVP, and Gulch. These are the five tiers of rarity that we have. Now, I'll just switch to our landing page for a moment so you guys can see it because it's very, very easy to visualize it. So, in both games, the artwork is going to show you which cards you got. So, right now, you can see my screen. I'm sharing the basketball cards. A common will have a gray border for season one cards, standout blue, team captain purple, MVP orange, and gold yellow. So as the rarity goes up, their scores go up as well. So a common card, let's just say if they score, X amount of points, you get X amount of points in your fantasy team. If you have a standout, you're gonna get like plus 1%. If you got a team captain, plus 2%, MVP plus 3%, and gold plus 5%. So that's one cool thing about our rarity system, right? On top of that, there's the costs. Here I have like five different cards to show like different artwork. But if I had, suppose like if I had the same card, New York PF1, uh, common, standout, and team captain, they all cost the same. It would be like 19 for this one card here, the first one. An MVP would cost one less, so that would be like 18. And a gold would cost two less, so that would be 17. So that's valid for all the cards. As the rarity goes up to MVP and gold, they cost less to play. So just imagine this: like you have, super powerful card like this Philadelphia guy here. He costs 22 because he's like one of the best players in the league. If you get him as an MVP, he's gonna cost 21. If you get him as a goat, it's gonna cost 20. So that's a huge difference because uh, now you can build an even more powerful team, right? At a lower cost. So just imagine like these guys are giving you discounts in their salaries. So they're still like killer players, but they're like charging you less for them to play. So that's pretty neat. So this is one very cool thing about our system. And another one is season one cards, which are the ones that we just sold. And there's another sale coming up soon. In 1 or 2 weeks, we will be confirming that in our Discord. But season one cards, they never incur scoring penalties. So that means as the cards get older, like as seasons go forward, we start like penalizing the old cards, right? In order to balance the game. So, for example, in season three, the season two cards, will score 3% less. In season 4, the season 2 cards and the season 3 cards are going to score less. However, the season 1 cards, they never score less. So they're literally like the most powerful cards you can ever get. And we just had a sale at 20% discount. So that was the best deal ever. But we're going to have another sale at like 10% discount. It's going to be announced in our Discord. If you haven't joined it yet, just go to our landing page, NFTdraft.io / basketball for the basketball game. And then right at the bottom, you're going to have a Discord link there. And you click it and you go to our Discord. Then you stay up to date with our announcements. So I'm really looking forward to like getting some more folks in our server. We'll be announcing our sale soon, and I hope y'all can grab a couple of packs and have some fun, right? And why should you get packs if you can play for free? The reason is you're gonna make more money, right? When you're playing with cards from the rental pool, you keep around 30% of the money. It varies between football and basketball, right? But it's about 30%. The rest of the money is split between the people who gave you the cards. The link is right here, but it's not sharing on my screen. Funkin' Crypto asked, but it's NFTdraft.io. Just go over there and you can learn more about both games. And the Discord link is all the way in the footer of the webpage. There you go. Consumer Break just posted it. So as I was saying, right? If you make some money with a team using your own cards, you get to keep 100% of the money that you make. Whereas if it is a rental pool, like if you borrowed cards from the rental pool, then you're not going to keep 100%. You're going to keep about 30%. And every person that gave you a card, they're going to make 7% on their cards. So that's the way it works. So if you want to fully maximize your earning potentials, you should definitely buy your packs. If you want to collect your cards, because these cards are likely, this is not any guarantees, but they're likely to have their price go up in value as we grow our brand and ecosystem. And this is what we've seen for the football cards. They went up like 10, 20x for the season 1 cards. You can collect them, just keep them in the rental pool, earn some passive wax. Or you can do like half and half, right? You can play with your cards. You can let some people rent the ones that you don't want to play with. Like just have fun, right? However you want to have fun.
Awesome.
And yeah, that's about it. I'll let you welcome these guys who are joining now.
That's right. You know. Welcome, Raiders. That's right. Welcome, Bloody Zealous and crew. Look at those comments. That's awesome. uh, thank you guys. Bloody Zealous was here streaming most of the weekend too. So I guess you finished your walkabout, huh? And you made it here. Yeah, that was a nice overview of NFT draft and the new stuff you got. Every season I've noticed is the football is like a different art style for each of the seasons, and now here on basketball we see this another new art style. I really like it with the basketball in the background to just show right plain point. Hey, this is basketball, and then your realistic people on there. But those aren't real people though, right? Because it's based on position. I don't know my players, so I don't know.
It's always based on position. So in other systems, other fantasy systems, you have like the actual players, right? In our system, what you own are the positions
Mm-hmm.
and team, right? So like right here, you see like this blue guy, Los Angeles Purple SF1. So Los Angeles Purple would be equivalent to the Lakers,
Mm-hmm.
and SF1 small forward one. So whoever is playing that position, that's who you're representing, right? If they do get traded to some other team, then it does shift things, right? Or if this guy is hurt and someone else
Yeah.
is playing on top
If
of
a
him.
different
So
player comes into that position of that team, then now you're taking that new player's stats. So that
correct,
does shift things
correct.
around quite a bit.
Yeah, and it is part of the fun because like imagine it could go both ways, right? Like today you own LeBron James and tomorrow he switches teams. Like right he's done in the past.
Right. Or it could go. You could get a better player. Yeah. Or
Correct.
like, or you could have an older card that had a totally different in real life, totally different seasons and everything from years ago. Because these are NFTs, so you can have a season one card. And now but now you're playing with this new position of current. So that new player now might be a whole, and the whole team too. The whole team and the players would be a whole different outcome than what it was 2 years ago. But you're using the same cards to do it. So that's a really good way to do that.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you just put it better than I could. So it can go both ways, right? Maybe you have a card that like costs, you know, 10 points and is some like medium player, and then all of a sudden someone else gets traded in, or a rookie comes up the league and starts killing it. Then all of a sudden, like you've been blessed and you have a super powerful card now. So it could go both ways, and that's just part of the game, right? Because it is the way that it works, and I believe it's a better system than others out there because, as I said, you never get penalized for last minute scratches, right? So like Dennis Rodman from the Chicago Bulls, right back in the day, he would always be missing games because he was partying. So now imagine like you built your entire lineup, you put him in, and then he goes to a party, gets hungover, doesn't play, and you don't score fantasy points. So that would suck. In our system, that doesn't happen. So we're very proud about the way that it works, and I hope you guys like it too. So yeah,
Yeah.
welcome everybody, Funkin' Crypto, Crypto Witch, Evo Bunny, Blood Zellos, all of you guys. If anybody has questions, we're happy to answer.
Yeah. Any questions? Happy to answer. That's right. Uh, so when does it? But I don't watch enough to know sports, but like it'll basically be the same type of seat, like working with the football, where you have weekly tournaments, and it'll last until the end of the basketball season, I guess. Is there any other differences on how it all works?
No, we try to make both games as similar as possible, both
Okay.
because of the branding and the user experience. But essentially, we have weekly tournaments, right? So for football, it's for an obvious reason because there's only games like Wednesday through Sunday. But for basketball, there's games every single day, pretty much. So it could be like a lot of work for you to be managing teams every day. So we just figured like, hey, let's just build it weekly, right? And this way, people don't have to worry about building teams like every single day. They just build a nice lineup for the week, and then they spend less time managing fantasy teams and more time just like having fun with the game and watching the actual sport. So yeah, it's always going to be weekly. And a cool thing about the system also, let me show you right here. I mentioned this to the people who were here earlier, but when you select players, you select them for a day of the week, right? So like I'm selecting a player here, I'm selecting them for the 6th, for tomorrow. Then maybe I can select a different player for a different day. I can repeat players and I can put them in following days, right? Like the same guy can play the 6th, the 7th, the 8th. So that's how it works. So you just build a lineup for the week. You can build as many lineups as you want, up to 20 free entries per wallet per tournament, tournament 1 and 3, plus unlimited paid entries. So you just build it, and then this roster is playing for the entire week, of course, on their designated days, and then the leaderboards are computed weekly, right? So let's just say you scored like 200 points, your team finished playing on Monday, you can still enter again on like Tuesday and Wednesday, and so can other players, right? And then prizes will get computed on Monday morning because the week goes from Sunday to Monday for the basketball game, and then you're gonna get paid on Monday morning, and then the system restarts, right? So that's how it works, and we figure it's more fun, right? Because not everybody has the time and the effort to be like building teams like every single day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you just got
Yeah,
to do it
even for
like
me, especially like busy people. I'm a busy person, and like there's no way I would do it every day. Once a week, I'll get in there. Now, it's like if you want to try to max out your teams, sitting there and doing it 25 times. I haven't been doing that, but just getting in there because it's free for the rental pool. Uh, and yeah, I won some too. Nothing big, but I won a little bit of wax just for doing that. It's to me, just for somebody that doesn't know sports or whatever, it's almost like entering a giveaway, really. So I go in there, hit the one click, boom, my team's in there. Now maybe I'll win later, but it's so much more than that clearly because it's actually based off of the real life sports. So your strategy can totally go in there if you dive in more. And earlier in the chat, they were like, pro tip, build your teams at the start of the week or when it first start. So when would it switch? When would be the earliest I would go in for the new tournament? Would that be Monday?
like Monday morning. Yeah,
Okay.
Monday morning.
Monday morning, you'll have a lot more choices from the pool because of all the other players, which are all doing all their multiple teams, right? So it's not like one person per team. They're all these hardcore players. They're submitting a bunch of teams, and they're grabbing all the good cards. So if you get in there early, you'll have a lot more options, and also with the one click, that one click's going to pop in the best players that are in the pool. So that's
Yeah.
that's the way
For,
to
for
go.
football, for football is Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern. That's the best time for you to pop in one click a rental team. So again, if anybody hasn't heard it yet, you can play for free using other people's cards. You're renting these cards for free. If you lose nothing. If you win, you
Then you
split your
split
earnings
it,
with
yeah,
them.
and that's a great. So just the idea of the system, and clearly it's working too. Like I'm sure most people are using that. Then, well, I guess I don't know. A lot of people are using that, like me. Any of the noobs that don't have the cards or don't want to buy cards and stuff, you go, yeah, exactly. It's free. Go in there free. You lose, you don't get anything. You win, you get something. How about that? And they got a lot of prizes too. Like they're funding big money here. Like they said, thousands of wax going out every single week. So that's crazy.
Yeah, like literally thousands. Like, and the cool thing also, like we set our prize pools at the beginning of the season, right? Of course, as we sell more packs, we keep adding to the pool. So the pool only grows. Like, so let's just
You
say if
see,
we have,
yeah, and right there it
you know,
says 14,000 for this week.
yeah, exactly.
That's 14,000 wax for this week that's being paid
For
out
this tournament only.
for this tournament. Yeah, and then you got
Plus,
more in the other tournaments. That's
plus
right.
this one. Yeah.
Uh,
So
yeah, and
like combined, it's almost like 25,000 wax. So way over $1,000 every week for the football game. For the basketball game, we're starting out this week, and we still have like more sales coming soon. And everything we sell, at least 20% goes to the prize pool. And we're gonna do other things as well. Like tomorrow, for example, we're gonna be dropping exclusive cards to people who participate in the first sale. So some bonus cards for them, amongst other things, right? So everybody come in our Discord, say hello, say you came here from Consumer Breaks stream, and we will give you like a little promo pack tomorrow for the football game. And for the basketball game, I still have to build the promo packs. But just DM us and we'll take care of you. We'll give you at least a couple of cards. So here's a link to the Discord right at the footer of our page. So come in, say hi from Consumer Break, and we'll hook you up.
well, you heard that, guys. I saw earlier somebody was like, "Hey, free promo pack for everybody." Hey, go into the Discord and say that you heard us say that just now from this stream, and they're gonna hook you up. How about that?
Yep. DM me Victor, I'll hook you up tomorrow because it's a bit late today. But I'll hook you guys up. I gotta hook up some people from Nifty Kicks Factory. Shout out to them. We Apex NFT also develops that game, and we did a stream together. And I gotta send their packs too. I I didn't do it because I was very busy, but I'm gonna do that tomorrow. So everybody, just go in the website
Yeah, awesome.
and join it. Yeah, can you copy the
Yeah,
Discord
yeah, I
link, please?
got you, homie.
Yeah, because
And also, uh, for Bloody Zealous and anyone else that wasn't here earlier, yeah, renting players. Basically, if you have cards, NFT cards, you can play, and you don't want to play, or maybe you have too many, like the Captain said. You can place your cards in a rental pool, and then other people can use those cards for free, and they're using their cards to play. And then if they win, you're splitting the prize. So the person playing would keep 30% of their prize, and then the card owners would split the rest of it. And if you own your card, then you're getting all of it. So that's your incentive to own your own cards to play. But you could play for free, grab it from the rental, and they said there's 25,000 cards in the rental, so it will not run out. But everybody's using them through the week. So as the week progresses, you'll have less and less in there, basically.
correct.
Awesome.
Yeah, and
Thank you. All
yeah,
right.
man.
I'm going to drop the
It's better.
Discord link too right here. And
Another
there
cool
you
thing
go.
about our brand and ecosystem is that if you like get used to it, get used to the interface, if you're playing a lot of football and then you want to start playing some basketball, the learning curve is basically null, right? It's pretty much like 95% is the same. Very, very little differences between the two games, like the when the week starts, because on football goes Wednesday through Sunday evening. Basketball goes like Monday through Sunday, and the amount of cards that you play, football is 10, basketball is 9, and the requirements for football, you must have a defense card and a quarterback. For basketball, it's free. You're free to choose any position. So these are pretty much the only differences. Plus, on basketball, you can repeat cards given that they play on different days of the week and you have multiple copies. So that's on our white paper, which is still a work in progress. It will be reiterated by us more and more. But y'all can check it on NFTdraft.io. So the link to Discord is right there. If y'all check Apex NFT Brazil's Twitter, there's also a giveaway going on like right now from our buddy Xander. Probably a lot of you know him. So if you can find that in or Twitter, also I'd advise you to take advantage of it because the prizes will be going out tomorrow. So maybe you can score uh, some extra free stuff. And don't forget to join Discord and say hello, tag Victor or NFT Drafter, and we will hook you up with something over the week as we finish the game. And the game is launching between Monday and Tuesday. We still have a few adjustments to make. Development has been crazy, a lot of work, but we're almost there, and we hope to have everybody there. So only
Awesome.
5 minutes left, and I'll let you just say whatever you got to say. Consumer break.
Yeah, no worries. Any last questions uh, before we switch over to Grubfish for the rest of the night? Uh, and y'all, any project owners that are listening here for the next couple hours, you can come over and open pitch. I encourage you to come over and tell us about your project, and we'll shill out some prizes on Grubs. That's open to anybody. But yeah, here on NFT Draft, we just had a heck of a good overview. It's exciting. Basketball is opening this week. Heck, Wombat donated extra prizes on top of everything for it. You can get your cards. I guess the packs are sold out now, but you said you'll have more sales. Tune into
Yeah,
Discord.
first, just the first sale. It was a 20% discount, and we sold out. We only put like about 200 packs for sale because they wanted to be very exclusive, and we sold out. And then we're releasing another sale in a week or two. It's still to be announced. It will be at a 10% discount. So It is still not at full price because we're just launching everything. So you're still early, very early, and you're gonna score season one cards, the best ones ever, probably. At least in terms of the game design, they are. So
Yeah, and I'm seeing already some basketball cards on the market too, so you can already hunt there. The Play NFT Draft collection. We got some basketball cards out here already, so that's great. Is that right? Do you have a filter on basketball versus football?
there's players versus like Basque dot players. Yeah,
Oh, basket players. Okay, great.
at
That's
the
what I meant.
top there. If you
Yeah,
go that yeah, that's
yeah.
football. Basque players is basketball. Yeah.
There you go. So you can. There you go. You got 5 wax, 6 wax. You can already buy players if you missed out on the pack drops. So you can go and do that. Or I'm sure the once the season starts, I'm sure the rental pool will be all filled with a bunch to do the free version. Awesome sauce. Any other questions, Drafter? Do you want to say anything else? I know you've been working really hard too over the past year and setting everything up and uh, working with Sky High Capital, the financial firm that partnered with you. It's all awesome, exciting stuff. Come get money and have fun, especially if you're a sports person. Come on now, what are you doing? My brother actually watches basketball, but I don't think he'd put the time into fantasy. But I'd be like, maybe I'll ask him some tidbits about, hey, what team should I make? Have many more partners coming too. Oh, that's great. And you're purely a wax. There's no you're dealing only with wax. You think you agree that this is the best chain to do this kind of stuff. Bring more people into wax. You're targeting Web2 fantasy players. That's great.
Yeah.
Uh,
100%.
you're on. You told me, Drafter told me how many wallets he's creating. You're really onboarding a lot of people outside of crypto just to do this, right? And then,
Dude, the amount of people Drafter has brought on board, sorry, is tremendous. Like
almost a
literally,
thousand wallets. Holy,
yeah,
and they do
literally,
that for the wax, huh? Like you teach them how to cash it out and stuff. Because
yeah.
if they
I
don't
mean,
know crypto, they don't know what wax is. So
and that the community is super helpful as well. There's always people like answering questions, and I've been organizing Discord more and more. We have like channels for support with wax questions and other general questions, and we'll be releasing some more tutorials and whatnot. We do have a few video tutorials for the people who are not acquainted to wax. But I mean, personally, I've my company Apex NFT Brazil, we've been just developing on wax for the past 2.5 years, and then we've messed with other chains, and we just fell in love with wax. So it is the best chain for me, in my opinion. We just love it, and we love the community, and it's got such huge growth potential. Like it's just a wonderful time to be creating this game right now, and
hmm
it's gonna grow like a lot. We have many killer partnerships to be announced over the next few weeks. So stay tuned. Go to our Discord, and we'll be
awesome,
uh,
awesome.
seeing you there. Yeah,
Drafter says Wombat will be the wallet from here on out. It seems easy. Okay, great that you're even going to use the Wombat wallet for it. And I'm sure I actually haven't used it, but I heard great things about it. And then Wax Hooligans community run teams each week and win and go to our staking pools. Wow, that's awesome. Crypto gamer from Wax Hooligans who has a booth here too. Shouts. Well, that's awesome. You're providing some rewards to your community when you're winning. Yeah, awesome. All right. Well, it's the hour. There's only one thing left to be doing here. I'm gonna go to the other area across the way. Right. That's the only thing. Oh, there's Crypto Shots Smash Cart might be over here, but he told me he's having troubles. Not here. He's just really busy. So he might not come here. But we're gonna head to the other side of the patio. I'm gonna do Grubfish. I'm open to anybody to come talk about their project. That's what it's for. I'm all about it. We'll look at it for some minutes. We'll play grubs, do prizes. If there's not many projects doing that, I'm still just gonna do that. I have lots of prizes. No worries. Uh, Drafter says, "Oh, yeah, NFTOPIA looks great. Yeah, our first time using this platform because we've always had Inverse in the past, uh, and this is a self-serve one. So we actually we started with a map and then we put in all the content and everything, just like with a self-serve without coding. And yeah, it works. There's a lot of cool features with it, including these cool avatars, which are from Ready Player Me third-party platform, and it imports them. So that was really neat. And then these screencasting screens, really neat. All right, cool. Thank you very much. You can stop your screen share with the button at the top left. And anybody has questions, like we just said, go into their Discord. Not only will you be able to get answers, but you can get a free pack. Go into the Discord, DM Victor or Drafter. Tell them you got there from me, the Brakeman, and they'll hook you up. And like they say, the community is all helping everyone too. They got teams. Awesome. Thank you guys for presenting and having this. It was great.
Thank you. It's been wonderful.
All right, let's meander.